Yeah, I never talked to you guys about doppelgangers. I was just reading fascinating news articles about DNA left on burritos, DNA left on burritos, and solving crimes through that. But there's an article about a doppelganger. I didn't read it, but I have like. Guys, I haven't really fully figured out the doppelganger thing. If you think I know all, or I know more than I do, or I don't know. I don't know what the doppelganger thing is. I just assumed like it was legitimate clones. I mean that is possible. I think that's possible, but no, it's weird because okay. Now I'm creeping myself out. Okay, this is in the year. The year is 2021. 2021. Yeah, 2021. Okay, within like a month period, I'm maybe 2 months, I had three separate occasions of people mistaking me for someone else, like for someone else for me. And one of the people was a guy I was dating at the time, So he should know what I look like. He's the one that I was like, when he was getting his car fixed, and I ended up like I was able to research more while he couldn't drive, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. I don't think we should see each other anymore. That one, his name is Eric, so that way you guys know. I don't have to keep explaining who that is, but anyhow, so he's one of them. Okay, he would know what I look like. Okay. So seriously, within a month or two's time, first incident, this girl who had given me a ride she was a friend, she's an acquaintance of Walt's, who gave me a ride to Walt's once. So, or like a couple times, I think. She talked to me on Facebook, but she messages me out of the blue, or calls me on Messenger, and I was like, oh my God, my anxiety goes up. So I messaged her right back. I'm like, what's up? She's like, oh, I want to see if you needed a ride because I thought I had seen you walking in Elkland. And I'm like, that's very nice. Thank you. But now I'm here. I was at Joe's, like doing laundry or something. It wasn't me. Like Shaggy said, it wasn't me. It wasn't me walking through the street, roaming the streets of Elkland. And this was like February. It was cold. Now, either before that or after, here at the local gas station here in Elkland, this lady is like, Joe and I were walking into the store, and this lady, honk, 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 like keeps beeping. So finally I look and I don't see anybody I recognize, and when Joe and I are paying, she catches up with us, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I could have sworn you were, I'm the one that was beeping, like, I could have sworn you were somebody else, and I'm like, that's weird, because yes, this was after the first part I told you. And I said, that's weird. And the lady was like, you even have the same jacket. And I'm like, see, now this is weird. And like, okay. Now okay, so that's that. I mean, and when she was beeping, like, beep, 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 like a hello. Like, don't you see me? Because she thought it was this person that knew her. And these people are swearing it was me. It was so creepy. It's like, okay, because the thing with clones is like, I don't think they'd be in the same area that you live in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be like, it's not like that. Okay? So that's the weird thing with the doppelganger thing. I never like delved into it too much. But the last one instance, and like I said, this is a month, maybe 2 months max period, where 3 Samantha sightings. And the last one was a guy I was dating who lived here with me. It's like briefly, but still, I think he would know kind of what I look like. And he told me, yeah, like he was driving through the town he lives in, like 2 towns over. There would be no reason for me to be just wandering the streets of Westfield, and like, and he said, I swore it was you. He said, you dress like a little, you're dressed a little better. So thanks, Somebody's trying to butter me up, but no, in all seriousness, he couldn't, like, for sure, he couldn't really decide until talking to me to make sure, like, that wasn't you, right, Sam? And no, no, the fuck it wasn't. Like, that's so weird. Like, and then nothing again. And I have heard that about doppelganger. Like, I've watched like some myth show or something, and um they've had doppelganger stories, and same thing. Like, I believe it's like bada bing bada boom. It's like boom 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 bam boom boom pow. Yeah, it would be like boom boom pow. It's like they make their like, I don't know. It's creepy. It's creepy because, yeah, nothing again ever of the sort. Like, and nothing like that's ever happened to me except one other time in my life when I was in middle school. My friend Alyssa, and I mean, I'm saying friend, I mean an actual friend. Like, we hung out after school and all that. Okay, she knows what I look like, and she knows what I look like, and we in the morning, one morning at school, she's like, I could have sworn I had seen you yesterday walking. She's like, I was wondering why you were walking near where I live, because she and I lived in very different parts of town. There would be no reason for me to just be like strandedly walking near her area. And she was like, Sam, she said she was calling me, and nothing. It's so creepy because, yeah, it's always people who they swear it's you. It's not like, oh, I saw somebody that reminded me, like, look like. No, they think it's you. And there's see, I'm giving myself. Oh no, I'm scared. I gotta turn the light on. Oh, I'm scared. Because we know from my all these cheese story, you can have little blips in the Matrix, religious blips or timeline blips where, like, I believe the cart lady was me. I think that might have been future me. It was so, I love watching. I'm sorry, I have to say, I love watching that video because you see you see this realization. Like, I was making fun of her, and I saw my reflection in the window, and I'm like, oh, I think that. Oh my God, I think that could be me in the future. But yeah, the doppelganger thing, I think maybe, I don't know. I did have that on my list, like, this summer. I think I was into it. Like, I was like, oh, it's on my list of, like, things to research as far as, like, just my process of researching and going within, you know. But yeah, I would love to have an actual answer that I feel is reasonable to explain that, because, like I said, it's always, it's like in these bursts of time and then nothing. And yeah, creepy. And I mean, the sealer for me was, like I said, Eric, like, somebody you're dating definitely knows. And like, he could not tell. He said, like I said, you dress a little different, like, better. But yeah, that's so weird. I don't think it's clone related because, like I said, why would it be the same area that you're in? You know what I mean? Like, if you knew you were a clone of somebody, you're not gonna go on their stomping, like, that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So I think they're totally separate things. It could be like a fragmented part. I don't know. Now I'm kind of curious. I would love to hear. Well, nobody ever. You guys don't respond to me. Like, all 37 of you. It's like, come on. I'm asking for your advice. What do you think about doppelgangers? 37. My 30. My squad. My team. Whatever. I can't think of the term. It must be doppelganger. Doppelganger is taking over. So it's starting to. But yeah, I'm trying to think around that time, actually. It would have been February, like January, February of 2021. or what, 2022. Yeah, 2022, I'm sorry. It would be like January, February of 2022. So I'm wondering, like, what could see to me times it like okay. I've always wondered that about myself. Like, why I get specific. Like when I would tell stories, I'd be like, I always mention like the era, like the time. Like, oh, it was like June 2015. That's significant, It is because if you want to, you can correlate that to something going on at that time, or at the very least, it gives you a place of like where to maybe look deeper, or something like it's interesting. That's just a little tip, an actual tip, an insider's tip for you guys. Sorry, I've been trying to button this for a hot minute here. I should have probably done that before I put the shirt on. Yeah, guys, I actually really like this shirt. I bought it at Goodwill, and I was like, $1. Anything's my style when it's $1. And like, but this is like a denim. I figured it's like a good painting shirt. It looked like artsy. Like, hey, I could get paint on it and not care. Cool shirt. But yeah, I'm liking it, and it does work as a painter shirt. Anyway, this topic, this video will be called Dopplegangers and insider tips. Insider tips on try to remember dates of things or associations of eras of things happening to you, because that is significant. I always used to think that was annoying about, like, for some reason it annoyed me. Like, saying that part of the story. Like in English class when you're in like elementary school and they're like all these extra sentences in a story and then you have to like eliminate the ones that have no relevance to the story. Not true, my people. Not true. Not true. Everything said, even by accident, it has relevance, okay? But yeah, try to pay attention. Try to remember like times of things happening, or I've talked about life patterns. That the same goes for time, for time. So I am curious, like, yeah, what the fuck was going on, like, around that time? Because it was, like I said, boom, boom, pow. It was three instances within less than a 2-month time. So, Doppelganger Sam, you seem lost. Are you trying to get it? Look, we don't need to be enemies. If you're trying to get out of Tioga County, we can work together, okay? You don't just go wandering the streets of Westfield trying to find your way out. It's never going to happen. Like, let's, we could be enemies, or we could work together. Which one is it, I want to see, has anybody reunited with their doppelganger? Do we have any success stories when it comes to doppelgangers? I don't know. I think I'm more curious about that. But anything's possible, I'm curious. If not, I might have a life purpose now.